You're watching NappyCast by Jason Nappy Weather. I'm tracking the threat for severe weather in the southeast mid-Atlantic today. This afternoon, we'll have a storm move through from Louisville, Raleigh, North Carolina. You're going to see that energy push to the south and east, a level 3 out of 5 threat. So pretty intense. There's going to be numerous showers and thunderstorms there moving through D.C. Now, the farther you go north, the less intense this weather is going to be. But still, that's going to be the system that pulls up in New Jersey, New York City, Boston, and Maine into tonight and tomorrow. It'll be a good soaker, especially in the morning, moving up northern New England. And then it's going to turn into an upper-level ball of energy that's going to spin over New England for the weekend, okay? It's going to kind of sit there, and we'll have rounds of showers. Though I still would not cancel my plans if I was you, especially in New England. It's going to be raining. It's not going to be dry, but there will be some breaks in the forecast, okay? So there's definitely some improvement. Let's take a look at things now. I'll show you the next few days as far as the fronts go and the maps, okay? So here is your main focus for this storm, right? This area of low pressure you see here, moving through West Virginia and then up to the north. It's going to get pulled north by this upper level low, okay? That's the main weekend storm. Out in the heartland, you got high pressure moving in, and temperatures behind the front are not going to be all that warm just yet. But look at this cold front coming through the southeast, okay? That's going to cool things down for the Gulf Coast too. So not many days left of it being cool on the Gulf Coast, so I would enjoy it while you can. Up in the Pacific Northwest, nothing overly significant. You got a front coming through here, a couple of showers, nothing severe, nothing overly torrential there. So that's a look at the country. I also am going to start talking about the tropics a little bit too. Let's talk about temperatures here. Notice it is the end of May, last couple days here, and it is not overly hot. All the warm air is just south of that boundary down here in Florida and the Gulf, okay? So right now, it looks a lot more like spring versus summer. And it is still spring, right? So just give us a little more time, though. We're going to heat up. Although I definitely see in the next several days no crazy high heat coming. Now, look at satellite as far as the picture goes. You can see where this boundary is right here, okay? There's the front. Here is your energy coming to the Ohio Valley. That's the main player as far as the storm. This storm is going to push through and drag that front through, and it's going to spark the showers and thunderstorms, Carolinas, Virginia. And then that storm is going to pull up into New England. But look at how clear it is. High pressure and control behind the front here in the heartland. And look, check out the four corners, all clear. There is some moisture streaming up into Mexico, and that is going to be ahead of Alvin, tropical storm. That is really not going to do much down towards the Baja or in Mexico. It's going to get basically torn apart. But where there will be some action later today, you see this here, an enhanced risk, level 3 out of 5 in this area. So Georgia, Carolina, especially South Carolina, back towards central South Carolina, and also in Raleigh, the Triangle, Charlotte, Greenville, Spartanburg here. This is just, even in Asheville, I mean, you're in a level 2 in Asheville. Okay, so not as intense there, but that's a very fine line. And it's a level 1 threat in this kind of this darker green here. Anytime you see the darker green, that's a level 1. And this light green, this is just going to be basically garden variety thunderstorms. Anytime you see this, okay, because most of the system has pushed through as that cold front starts to push south and east. The instability gets lost, and it becomes more of a garden variety. Now, this is a look at the upper level pattern in the sky, up in the weather highway, 25,000 feet. You'll notice here, here's your storm coming through the Ohio Valley in the upper levels of the atmosphere. That's going to pull through and pop that severe weather. Here is your little tropical storm that's going to get torn apart, moving up towards the Baja, right? So watch what happens here in the next couple of days, okay? I'm going to show you this right now. Watch as that trough really takes shape over the east. I'll stop it right here. This is Saturday, okay? Here's your big ridge out west. That's where it's going to heat up, okay? There's your tropical system right there. And here is your big upper level trough that brings all of that rain okay? And then because it's a trough and it's going to bring that cold pool loft of air, cold, cool, whatever you want to call it, down to ground level, okay? So it's going to cool things down, 50s in the mountains. Now, not as cold as last weekend, okay, but I certainly would not be surprised to see some snow higher elevations, especially in Mount Washington again. I was just up there a few days ago, and there's quite a bit of snow up there. Now, that trough starts to move through, okay, but it's very slow. It's a very big, broad trough, okay, so it takes some time to get out of here. Here's your tropical system. Here's your high. This is Sunday, okay? And then into next week, put the map into motion. We're now into June. We're in June 1st. Summer begins, first day of June, meteorologically speaking. And that trough goes away. We get some ridging, but there's a little system here, a little trough here, maybe even a little cutoff upper level low here, okay? And that system is off the coast. This doesn't look to be tropical or have anything significant with it. That'll get pulled north. Look at how warm it is in the east. So in Maine, New Hampshire, northern New England, you warm up. Here's a little bit of a trough digging in here. So I don't expect crazy high temperatures with this, but definitely looking for things to be changing just a bit. Now, as far as temperature anomalies go, so where you see the orange, that's where temperatures are above typical. And where you see the blues and the greens, that's where temperatures are below typical. So very easy to see here what is going on. You have your trough in the east from the upper level trough here, okay? This is where it's going to be cool. And here's your ridge out to the west, okay? That's where it's going to be warm, okay? So that is the pattern we have seen now for about at least 10, 11 weekends in a row. Now, going forward, I don't see any big ridges or troughs, okay? So this is all pretty minor, so no extreme weather coming, pretty relatively zonal there. Now, temperature-wise here, you'll see that. Now, precip-wise, what I'm going to get to, the precip. So here's your upper-level trough coming through New England. This is on your Saturday where you've got that shower activity. Here's your ridge out west where it's dry in towards the Midwest, the Four Corners. Here's your little system from Alvin that's really falling apart over in the Baja, right? Here's your front that comes through, right through Florida. This is 5/31/2025, so tomorrow, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, okay, that comes through. And then watch what happens here. That trough finally moves out of New England, and then another system comes through with a threat for severe weather. Tuesday of next week, here's your next system to come through, okay? So this right here, this front would bring in the threat for severe weather next week, right towards the Midwest, the plains, through the Ohio Valley, and that pushes through. It doesn't look to be super intense, but there is opportunity there. Then there's another tropical system, Eastern Pacific. You see that here. This is now June 10th. But overall, nothing that is going to be on the level of scale of being hyper intense into the next few days. Obviously, what's happening today in the southeast, you have your upper level low. This storm right here, Alvin, the tropical storm, Eastern Pacific. Notice here it falls apart as it pushes up towards the north, okay? So there it goes. It is now a tropical depression by Saturday, so by tomorrow. So it's really just going to fall apart. Mexico is not going to see that much from that system, and we'll see about after that. Now, before I get into the forecast for Maine in more detail, I want to tell you jasonnappyweather.com. That's where I put up the weather blogs, and I'll get into that right now, the forecast for Maine in more detail. So let us talk about what is going on in Maine as I transition things for my loyal followers in Maine. So here you go. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast on your Friday in Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, okay? Very light shower activity for the afternoon today. A few pop-ups in Millinocket. You could see a few bursts of garden variety thunderstorms here moving up around the Katahdin region. But things are really quiet down by tonight. A few showers, and then it is going to be on Saturday, right around the time you wake up here, Portland and south. Here's where the showers begin, and they get heavier through the day, especially in western Maine and southern Maine. Then they push up towards the Capital District, push up the Central Highlands. But notice, it's not going to rain all day and be heavy. There will be breaks. And Saturday night, we get a break before the upper level low is going to swing through, okay? And that swings through from the west. Here comes the upper level low Sunday morning with more showers in the forecast. So if you're going to do things outside, okay, it would be late Saturday, like really late, or late Sunday, okay? So right now, the earlier parts of the day look to be where things are going to be on the stormier side. So we'll get into the maps now in more detail across Maine, show you some of those sky cams, which are clear for the most part. Obviously, the clouds around today, but I want to tell you that today is going to be mild. The clouds increase. Don't cancel your plans. Just try and move them around a little bit. There will be periods of heavy rain early on Saturday especially, and then in the afternoon, there will be some breaks, especially down to the coastline, and then those periods of rain again on Sunday for your weekend, okay? So on Sunday, there's going to be more of that kind of that very persistent showery stuff coming through southern Maine in the morning. So the mountains the next 10 days, look at here, 56 Saturday. There will be some thunderstorms, and 51, not an all-weekend washout, but there will be rain periods throughout the weekend. And then next week, it's very nice, 60s, 70s, 80s, just a few showers Thursday through Sunday, not all-day washouts. I don't expect us to see heavy rain next weekend. We will have some heavy rain on Saturday inland, 61. It's not going to be all day, though. Sunday, 65. There will be a few showers, especially in the morning through the midday. And then we clear out the afternoon throughout next week with some showers lingering from Thursday to Sunday. But this is not going to be all-day washout type stuff, okay? So don't cancel your plans for next weekend. I wouldn't even cancel my plans this weekend. Try to move things around later in the day, Saturday in southern Maine and on the mid-coast, the coastal regions, okay, towards down east, okay, and even get some few things done early Saturday, especially, central highlands and north, especially up in the county before that rain gets there. Sunday, a few showers, and next week right now looks pretty good. There will be a few showers around Thursday into Sunday. So I thank you for watching nappycast.com, where you get the latest forecast where you live.